all are welcoming everyone here to our 268th advanced meeting with our special coach, Janvi ma'am from Bangalore, India. It's going to be a really special night for every one of us. We are going to learn so much more today about the goals and how to set goals, and we're going a lot more deeper. So, with that, I would love to welcome Coach Arumugam to introduce us to the meeting.
Wonderful opportunity to introduce a great personal. Yes, the person whom I am going to introduce. Your vision is our mission. That's what sharEvery Global Foundation. So here comes the person and today's guest, who is a coach, mentor, soft skill trainer, lecturer, born teacher, above all. Of course, she was born in Erode, Tamil Nadu. But for the past 21 years, she has been living in Bangalore, enjoying the atmosphere of Bangalore, learning many languages, as many languages as possible in Bangalore. Credit to her. Of course, she is a postgraduate in English literature and a diploma in counseling skills. Thus, she can be very well called a counselor, no doubt. Moreover, nowadays she is pursuing postgraduate diploma in training and development through the Indian Society of Training and Development. Great, because it seems that she is so thirsty, not for water, but for knowledge. She goes on and on, learning more and more, thus inducing and inspiring all the partakers to learn more and more. She is none other than a multi-personality, a versatile genius, a soft skill trainer from whom I am ready to learn more. She is Janvi Chandnani. Let us welcome Janvi Chandnani. So I am very happy and privileged to introduce Coach Janvi Chandnani. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
That was such an amazing introduction and truly said, sir, she is a lady of multiple degrees and talents and whatnot. She's truly thirsty for such deep knowledge for everything, and more importantly, she wants to share that knowledge as well with everyone around the world. And that's the main reason she has joined this platform as well. And we are so lucky to have her together in our meeting today. And now, I'm not without wasting any more time, I would love to welcome Coach Janvi for her detailed presentation on the topic of goal settings. The stage is all yours, Janvi ma'am.
Thank you so much, Aditya. And thank you so much, Mr. Arumugam, for the wonderful introduction. Yes, I am thirsty for knowledge and I would love to learn a lot from you all too. So I'm honored to be here with all you people, who are into this industry coaching for a long time. Thank you, Ram Babu sir, for giving me this opportunity. I'm very honored to be here today. I would like to start. Before that, please keep a pen and a notepad ready with you. I tell you what is goals. I would like to tell you the difference between what is a dream and a goal. Yesterday, we had a celebrity come to our university for a fest. And as the celebrity walked in, she actually got down from Mercedes car. And when she climbed the stairs, we had so many people around her welcoming the management, the students, the staff. And then my colleague, all of a sudden, who's standing next to me, he says, Janvi, you know what? I'm visualizing myself getting down from the car like this and, people welcoming me and I'm attending some fest like this. I said, wow, you're already dreaming and visualizing. So many times, all of us dream that, we need to buy a car or reach, some position in our career, or we dream for so many different material things, but we are not able to achieve it. So today we are going to do a small work on how, we can go about this. Also to understand that there's difference between a dream and goal. Dream is what you dream, you visualize that you want to reach a level. But when you start taking action and start putting efforts, that is when it converts to a goal. So this is the main difference between a dream and a goal. So why we are not able to achieve most of our goals? I would like to convey this through a small story, which Tony Robbins has spoken in his book, which is called Awaken the Giant Within. So in his book, he has spoken about a small syndrome. It's called the Niagara syndrome. And because of this, we would understand why not setting a goal can put us into a problem. For example, he says, our life is nothing but, many times we jump into the river of life without knowing which direction we want to go. So when we jump into the river of life and we don't know which direction to go, we naturally go with the flow of the river. So when there is a fork and we don't decide which direction to go and we go with the flow, we get lost in the current of events, the current of situations in our life, the current of problems. We get immersed in this cycle. And then there comes a time after many, many years when we suddenly, for a long time in the river, we suddenly hear a lot of, raging noise of the river. And we realize that we are very close to a waterfall. So when we realize we are very close to the waterfall and we start jumping, screaming for help, trying to, stop ourselves getting into, falling into the fall. But it's already very late. So it is always important, that, and the fall could be a psychological fall, a physical fall, or a financial fall. So we always end up in a situation which if we had taken some action, we could have avoided. For example, while going into this boat, if we had decided the direction already, then we would have avoided falling into that fall. So this is nothing but called Niagara syndrome, where we do not think about the end result. We do not think about where we want to go. So it's always important that we know the direction where we are going so that we avoid such falls. So taking action in the now, in the present, instead of thinking later after many years, will save us from all these falls, will save us from huge trouble. So that's why it's important to set goals. I also would like to give you more message through a small activity. So what I want you to do is, suppose I give you a minute to draw a small smiley, just a circle, 2 dots and a mouth. And I'm going to time it. And if I give you exactly 1 minute, how many smileys do you think you can make? In a minute, how many smileys can you draw? 10. Bandekar sir says he can draw 10 smileys.
8.
Okay. The others? 15. Aditya says 15. Gautam sir, what is your guess? We have Naz saying 16.
I think 20 I can do.
20, you can make 20. Okay, good. Okay, so Arumugam sir says 12. Adi Murthy sir says 20.
8.
8. Okay. Sandra ma'am. Chaturani says 22.
Ma'am, for me it's 20.
20. Okay, great. And Shyama Marika says 18. 20. Andrea ma'am says 20. Okay. And depends upon the size. You can decide the size. It's up to you. The smaller, the better. Depends upon the size. Yes, smaller, the better. And yes, so we have, we have most of you saying till 2022. I think 22 is the last that I heard, the highest. So now what we'll do is, we will write this figure, whatever you have guessed, on the top left corner of your page. Please write down at least 18, 20 or 22, whatever you have decided. Okay, Adi Murthy sir has given the calculation as well. Okay, so has everyone written the number on the corner of your page?
Yes, sir.
Great.
You all have written that.
Okay, so now I'm going to take my stopwatch. And when I say start, you all can start. And when I say stop, you will have to stop immediately, count the number and tell me or write on your page, plus message me how many you have made. Okay, so your time starts now.
Again, I have to do it.
Yeah, you have to go on making the smileys.
Okay.
For 1 minute, the time has already started. Stop. So it's 1 minute and you all can count the number of smileys that you have made. Okay, we have Chaturani ma'am saying 33, 25, Arumugam sir, Bandegar sir 28. Okay, so we have 28, 29. Aditya made 40.
Yeah.
32.
Great.
32.
Sandra ma'am, it's 42. And Von Eric, it's 49. Wow. 26, Bharti Tiwari. So most of them have made about 20, what I can see.
32 I made.
Wow, very nice. Neeta ma'am, you said 32?
Yeah.
Great.
Ma'am, I am 47.
Wow, wonderful ma'am. 47 is a great number. Made mine too big and ran out of room. Okay, that is Andrea ma'am. And if we have more interest, we'll get more smileys. That is Bandekar sir. What I want to tell you is, so when you made these smileys for this 1 minute, can you tell me what was your experience?
Enjoyed it really well. We were smiling actually while you were drawing the smiley.
Thrilling.
Thrilling. It was thrilling. Yeah, because it was you had to complete it within 1 minute.
Yeah.
Others? Neeta
Madam,
ma'am?
actually we did more than what we expected, madam.
Yes. So you did. So what, when you crossed your goal, how did that make you feel?
It makes me more confident and it gives me confidence on myself, madam.
You felt more confident because you crossed your goal. And yes, thank you so much for that. The others also can tell me what did you experience while drawing the smileys?
Sense of achievement, like we have.
Sense of achievement, yes. Thank you for that.
I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed.
Enjoyed, okay.
And in my case, focus level increase.
Very nice. Thank you for that, Chaturani ma'am. Your focus increased because you had to complete, you had to touch your goal. And so you were completely focused. I could see that everybody was, fully into the paper and, drawing the smileys. No distractions at all. What about the others?
Yeah, ma'am. I was so engaged that I just want to go about 20, which I had pointed out. And really didn't thought that I could achieve this. I'm really happy with that.
Very nice. Thank you for that. Anybody else?
I also enjoyed a lot to make the smileys.
You enjoyed the process. You enjoyed making smileys.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
It was sense like breaking the limit, right? I thought of something and doing something that I actually compressed myself, but on paper, when I was very attentive, then I saw that no, this was not my limit. I could do better, and I'm doing better.
Very nice. Thank you for that. For goal setting, what we actually did is, you all set a goal for yourself. Some people 20, some people 10, some people 15. Okay, so and you all wrote the goal on a corner of a sheet, right? Everybody wrote the goal. So writing a goal is the first step, very important to know how much you want to do and write it on a sheet of paper. After which, so whenever there's a time limit, there's a rush, so you all were in a rush to finish your activity, and because you set a goal, and that too because it is measurable, you were able to measure, when you crossed, for example, if you have set a goal of 20 smileys, and when you crossed the goal, it gave you a feeling of content, that, I achieved what I actually told. Right, so goal setting makes gives you the energy, and that is what you all did. You all were, in a hurry to complete and reach your goal. It gave you the energy, to finish and accomplish your goal. Many of them have crossed 40 smileys as well. So once you decide what you want and you work towards it, you take the action. You people also took the action, of completing the smileys. So action is very important here. And then when you took the action, you got motivated because you crossed whatever goal you set. So that gave you a feeling of, happiness, that gave you a feeling of content and overjoy. You all were overjoyed. Yeah. So many of you told me that, I was so happy that, I crossed the limit. 2-3 of you told me this, that made me feel better. So goal setting, when you set a goal, so it gives you the direction. You all were focused. One person, I think it was, sorry, I don't remember the name, but yeah, so one person told me that I was completely focused into the activity. All right. So what we saw through this experience, from what everybody told, that is what I wanted to convey. That goal setting, first of all, you have to write the goal. You have to decide what is your need, what is your want, and then set the goal, write it on a sheet of paper, and work towards it. Take action, which you all did. After which, you all, were focused. Your concentration was fully on the activity. So in life, when we face life, this is just a small activity, that too only for 1 minute. Just imagine if in the life, when you set a goal, what happens? Even something negative happens in your life, your focus will be so much on your goal that you start ignoring small negative things that happens with you or around you. That is the power of goal setting. It makes you more positive. And plus, you all felt more energetic, more happy, crossing the goal. So these are the benefits of goal setting. And then next is how we set the goal. So if we set the goal smartly, that is, smart goals helps you to achieve your goals on time. For example, all of you gave a specific goal. SMART is S in SMART stands for specific, and everybody wrote the specific number on the sheet of paper that you want to achieve 20 emojis or smileys or 15 smileys. So whenever we set a goal, it is important that we are very specific about what we want. Next, M in SMART stands for measurable. So you were able to count the number of smileys and measure it. You said 20, but when you counted, you crossed the figure. So you were able to measure the goal. A in SMART stands for action oriented, which you all took. You took a pen, you took a sheet of paper, and you took the action of drawing the smiley. R stands for reachable goal. Okay, nobody said that I would draw 200 or 500 smileys in 1 minute. We all decided for a reachable goal. So I'm sure if you all had kept a goal which is not reachable or achievable, then you would have felt, disappointed. So it is very important that when we set a goal, we make sure that it is attainable and reachable. Do not keep, yes, we need to keep challenging goals, but not in such a way that is too high for us to achieve. Yeah, and T in SMART stands for time bound. So what I did, I gave you exactly 1 minute to complete the task. We always need to set smart goals, that is time bound goals. Otherwise, it becomes difficult to achieve the goals. So this is what I wanted to talk about, smart goals. Start doubting ourselves. We feel like many times giving up. And most of the time, it is our self-criticism, our self-talk, that stops us from goal setting. So it is very important that after we set the goals, after we know what we want and we set smart goals, we also take care of our self-talk on a daily basis. Yeah, so whenever we talk to ourselves and we observe ourselves being very critical about ourselves, see, like Janvi, you can't even do this, you cannot even do this much, or you are not worth enough, it's difficult. When you observe yourself talking negatively to yourself, negative self-talk, we'll have to stop ourselves immediately and reframe our sentences and make it positive. So this will also help us to achieve our goals. I would like to end with a small story. There are these too many frogs going on for this race, but only one frog achieves or reaches the goal. This is because the frog is actually deaf and it cannot hear the criticism coming from the outside. So there are people around us who would tell us, no, Aditya, I don't think you can achieve this. They may laugh at our goals or they may laugh at what we are doing and be critical about what we are doing. So yes, it is very important to give a deaf ear to this as well. So, and all these things makes it easier for us to achieve our goals. Take care of our self-talk and make sure that we do not allow others' criticism to affect us and be mentally strong. So this will help us to achieve our goals.
And was so, knowledgeable that even I have learned so much new today. Even that example you gave, the smile example, that was really unique and really good to learn more, because into action we tend to learn in a really deep manner. Loved it. So I would like to welcome our review for the day, Gautam Pal sir, to review the session given by Chandni ma'am.
Janvi ma'am, a big thanks to you for giving us short, sweet, crisp, and very insightful yet very practical session. Right? It was worth listening to you. I have a question to all of you: that would you like to watch a football match where there is no goalpost? Players are just running after the ball without any purpose or reason. Would you like to watch this? I think many of the people, the answer would be a big no for this. It is quite obvious. And my next question is that if that were so, then how you can see yourself or see your tournament of life without any goal and purpose? Our life is a tournament, so there must be a goal. And during the discourse, we have learned that in life there should be excitement, there should be thrill, there should be suspense. And from where you can get it? From your goal settings. It gives you a fuel to lead your life. So thank you very much, ma'am, for giving us such insightful things. And today I have learned one term, one syndrome, I can say, that is 𝐼𝐻 syndrome. It is quite insightful, ma'am, and I love it. And I have written it, that 𝐼𝐻 syndrome, that you just jumped into the river without any direction, and there is a chance to have a big fall during your, I think, time. And second, the smile activity. This is a small activity, but yet very, very practical, ma'am. I'm really thankful to you. Right from that particular small activity, that we have learned how to set goals. Simple activity, very short and sweet, but now I know that how can I set my goals and how the goals are very important. Right? There is a terminology called SMART goals. There's abbreviation. You told the goal should be time bound, reachable goal, and it should be measurable. You made us set our goal. How many smileys do you, or can you write it down or draw in 1 minute? Time bound. And reaching out, set our goal by our own. We actually set our goal our own, like this, and at the end of it, the big learning that don't limit yourself, and you can cross your goal unless and until you have a goal to achieve. So you should have any direction. So really excited, really very very insightful, ma'am. And second, that is the reason of non-achievements of goal. Why? There are so many people, they can't achieve or reach their goal. The main reason you said that is a self-limitation. Really, I can easily correlate, right? It reminds me about my missing of goals because of self-limitation. If you take example from smiley activity, you can easily find that yes, we have limited ourselves. Somebody told 10, 20, it was maximum 22 altogether, right? We actually ended up at 47. So this is a limitation, right? Self-limitation, nothing but is a self-limitation. We can do it, but we limit ourselves. We afraid of criticism. We afraid of fail. But this is only part and parcel of goal achievement. So we should have a goal. Whatever the short time or short discourse I have got from you, really, I have learned so many things. There is no bombastic words. There is no bundle of theories, but some very fruitful practical examples that one can easily instill what is goal setting and how it is important, how we can set your goals and you can achieve it. Thank you very much, ma'am.
That was an amazing, perfect review. We have summarized it in the most, brilliant manner one can do, and it was truly brilliant.